Warmest of welcome to another Patched Bandit video and part 7, actually part 6 of building this NX500. Today we will take a look at a very interesting product that I didn't even know existed until EMC contacted me and asked if I want to try something new on this NX. Now let me ask you a question. Would you like a USB plug and battery combo on your bike that can do all the following things? Charge your phone, of course. Charge any device up to 100 watts, like even your MacBook Pro or any other laptop for that matter. Reverse charge your bike battery just using your phone charger or even a USB battery bank if you're traveling with one. Works as an off-season maintenance charger for lead acid and also lithium batteries. Zero power consumption on standby mode. Support for all the main fast charging technologies. About 4 times weight reduction with the battery. And the battery has internal over and undercharge protection, which is the main killers of these lithium batteries. That's a lot of claims that these two boxes have, but are we just gonna believe the claims on the box? Of course not. Let's go to the top-down view and put these two into a few tests before I even install them to the bike and see if those claims actually are true. Thank you to EMC for providing these parts for me to test, and let's see how they go. We just need a few things like a couple of multimeters so we can see what's actually happening during these tests. Here's some of the stuff we will be using. Most important thing, of course, is that it should charge your phone, and this should be pretty simple. Yeah, it's charging, it's pulling some amperage. Next, the iPad. This is charging just fine. I'm not gonna wait for it to go up for now. Let's put it down. But then the hardest test of all, will it actually keep charge on my MacBook Pro, which I'm not all that hopeful because the power draw on this is maybe 70 watts, so it should still be able to do it, but MacBooks are notoriously difficult what comes to any power system that is connected to these. These will not charge from just any power source, so I would be surprised if this works. It reacts, it is pulling, but now it dropped. So for some reason it killed the power. Let's see what's happening here. Now it reacts again. Power source is power adapter, but battery is not charging, as you can see from the top here. So there is something strange happening. One thing I'm suspicious of is that the battery might be the reason why this is not charging my laptop. If the battery just can't give out enough amperage, the charger is not working normally. So maybe we can try charging the laptop battery with the normal gel battery that I have here, the stock battery. This might be able to give out a little bit more juice. So let's see with the 7 ampere hour stock battery of the NX500. Do we have the same situation? It's trying to pull quite a lot of power from the battery, like 4.5, almost 5 amperes, almost 6, so quite a lot. And it is charging actually. So the reason is not the Chigee adapter. The reason why it wasn't charging earlier was this Unibat, because this is 2.5 ampere hours and this stock battery is 7. So this has a lot more to give. The peak power is probably less than it needs to be to charge this power-hungry MacBook. So with this battery, the Chigee charging system seems to work. I'm just gonna keep this here for a while because it's pulling 8 amperes. That's insane. So it's actually pushing so much power. No wonder that the small battery couldn't handle this. If I had a bigger lithium battery, I would be probably fine. It would work. And if you have the stock battery, the gel battery, you're gonna be fine as well. But that's pulling so much power, 8 amperes. That's crazy. This Chigee charger seems to be really awesome, but your battery needs to handle it as well. So in conjunction with this small lithium battery, this is not possible. But that's fine for me because I don't need to charge my laptop when I'm traveling. I only carry maybe at most my iPad and my phone and stuff like that. So the Unibat is going to be perfectly fine for it. But if you have the stock battery on your bike, you can even charge your laptop, which is kind of crazy. I will try simultaneously when that computer is in there. I will try to put my iPad running at the same time so we can get some more power draw. So let's try to do this. iPad is in. I will put this aside for a moment and open the right video because I don't want to get copyright striked. All right, so now we're pulling 1.58 amperes. Let's see how long we can run this setup before the battery conks out. Forgot to put the stopwatch here on the side, but let's do it a little bit late so you can see how the video is sped up from now on. All right, interesting. The system stopped charging. For some reason, it just stopped giving out power, but maybe that's to do with the protection on the system. But it's still 12.45 volts, but it is dropping fast. So maybe the protection activated. I don't know. Let's try again. Maybe it's just a fluke. Because the voltage is dropping, the amperage is going up because the wattage is staying pretty much the same throughout this test. But I was expecting for the battery to say no at around 12 volts or something like that, because there should be that protection element inside the battery. So it should by all means just stop working like it just did. So I probably activated the fail-safe on the battery. Yeah, you can see it. Now it dropped to 0. So basically the fail-safe on the battery dropped, giving us any power. So let's take the laptop off and see if it starts charging the iPad now. It actually doesn't. So if I don't do anything, this is the situation if you have your bike just sitting there on a garage or somewhere and you have some system inside the bike that is draining battery. The battery will just stop giving out power. So that's what it looks like here. It is still giving us 12.7 volts and it is increasing. So the battery is massaging those cells to get the voltage back up because there's nothing drawing electricity at the moment, so the voltage is a little bit recovering here. And now if I take the iPad off and if I put it back, let's see if it activates it again. Okay, yeah, now we get some current again if we just unplug and plug it back on the charger. So the charger itself is working. As you can see, it lasted over an hour. Now that it's still charging the iPad, let's just keep it running for a moment. It could be that the protection also comes in earlier because the power draw was pretty heavy. So we might get this 0.6 amperes for a while longer because as you can see, the battery voltage is still pretty high with this kind of power draw. But if we plug in the laptop, that's when it's gonna conk out because the battery is getting pretty empty. So all this is pretty expected. All right, so looks like a system conked out once again. So with much less power draw, with 0.6 amperes, the battery did give out quite a lot of power after the first initial couple conks out. So if you have a very small drain on the battery, this was a good test on that as well. So a smaller drain will take longer for the battery to just say no. But looks like the system is working. This was the third time the battery just stopped working, and it's not giving out any power for the system. Let's take the iPad off. We don't need that anymore. The battery itself is already recovering. It's trying to balance out the cells probably internally here. And you can see the overall voltage is going up a little bit. So I can't really test if this battery would still start the bike, but because this system has the two-way charging, you can actually charge this battery on your bike through this charger, which is super nice. You don't need to pull the battery out or do anything with the separate charger or anything. You should be able to revive the battery using this charger unit here. So that's what I will do next. Let's actually see, can we charge the battery on the bike just using this anchor charger that I usually have on my trips, or something similar. So actually, let's try to first revive the battery using a power bank. So this might be a situation where you are traveling and for some reason your bike batteries has been running out of juice. Maybe you left something on, like the lights or anything on the bike. And if you have any kind of power charger like this with you on the trip, you can try and revive the battery just by using a power bank. But this is, for me, this is interesting. So this is a high power USB-C power bank. So this can actually give power to a laptop as well. So first you are supposed to press the button here on the charger to switch the direction of current. Just a long press on that, and it looks like, yeah, you can see it from the LED. It's blinking orange right now. So it's pulling power from the battery bank and pushing it back towards the battery. Wow, 2 amperes. That's crazy. That's a fast charge. Actually, it's pushing really fast on this power bank. So yeah, we are reviving the battery using just this power bank. This is amazing. Let's now try to use a regular, normal phone charger like this and see what happens. Because this is something you're gonna have with you anyway. Some people carry power banks, but some people don't. So this kind of charger, phone charger, you're gonna have anyway on your trips. So let's see if we can top up the battery using a phone charger. This is the more important test in my opinion. It's now pushing 1.2 amperes to the battery. So that's cool. It's pretty fast, and it should charge the battery in just a moment, at least enough for you to start the bike. So maybe 15 minutes with the phone charger should be enough for the battery to give out a starting power for the bike itself, and you can carry on going with your trip. It's already almost at 13 volts. So let's just keep this here for a while and see what happens. Just for fun, let's try the other charger as well. This is most likely a little bit more powerful, so let's see if it can give even more than the other one. Oh wow, it actually can. So we went from 1.3 amps to 2 amps basically, even though with the battery is already pretty charged. So this is a much more powerful charger, but I guess it's good to see that it works with both of these. So let's leave this to charge the battery because I don't want to wait here all day. This has been a super boring video, like watching paint dry on the wall. But someone has to do it, so let's carry on charging. All right, so here you go. The battery is now in maintenance mode. It's no longer charging. Basically, it's lowering now lowering the voltage, which is a good thing. I noticed that the battery is already full, so it's no longer pushing voltage to the battery. At least that's what I assume is happening here. I'm actually gonna leave it here and let's see how the voltage is going. Is it going up and down, or what is it doing in the maintenance mode? But basically that's what we see in the next time lapse. One very important thing you need to consider when you switch the charge mode to give power to the bike battery is to pick the right battery type. This charger supports lead acid batteries, lithium batteries and AGM batteries, so you have to pick and choose what battery you are using so the charger knows to do the right thing for that battery. In the maintenance mode, the system seems to be going up and down on the voltage, so it's not keeping it stable. That's how the system seems to be operating. Considering these lithium batteries have a very low discharge just on standby mode, they should be totally fine just standing there throughout the whole winter. If nothing is drawing current, the battery is still gonna keep its charge level. So maintenance chargers for these lithium batteries are not that important, but if you use lead acid batteries, using a maintenance charger throughout winter might be a good idea, and this should do it fine. So yeah, what are my conclusions on this product? Especially this Chigee charger. Lithium batteries, there are many different kinds and I don't see anything extra special about the Unibat, but seems like it's protecting the battery cells pretty well, so I can recommend that battery. I've previously used BS batteries because those have had the discharge protection, but as far as I can tell, this is maybe even better because it already has the overcharge protection as well inside the battery. So should be pretty safe battery to use, but any long-term conclusions I will need to do later. But what comes to the Chigee charger itself, which I mounted here right next to my dashboard, pretty nice place in the NX500 for that. All the mounting in the equipment comes in the box itself, so you can do the mounting same way I did here. So what are the main benefits of using this kind of a two-way charger? I see that it is the plain fact that I can charge the battery on the bike just by using a phone charger. Just plugging in this USB-C here, I can charge the battery on the bike if it has already run out or if it's about to run out. And the other thing is that usually I've been buying these separate charger units, which you have to either clamp down to the battery or you have to use some kind of an extra cable from the battery somewhere on your bike. And with this kind of charging system, I don't need to buy one of these at all in the future. So I can, even though this is a bit more pricey than a normal USB plug, considering that you don't need an extra charger for your bike, I think it's a win-win because no need to buy that and you get all in one package with this Chigee solution. So I don't have any affiliate codes or no responsibility to say anything about this product. EMC just told me that just test the product and see if it actually does everything that it says in the box. And as far as I can tell from my short testing period here, the product seems to be working just like promised. So it's quite easy to recommend. What comes to the negatives on this product, it is a bit tricky to use actually. The one button operation on top here, it requires some getting used to. Getting the different colors and different user modes, you have to read the manual. So that would be my recommendation. Read the manual and it should be pretty straightforward after that. You have to change the charging direction, but also the battery type. So that makes it a bit tricky at first go, but after that it's completely fine. I actually recommended this product to my friend who already bought it for the Transalp 750. He bought a brand new bike this year, this spring, the 25 model, and he has this on his bike, and it already happened that he forgot the keys in the bike, so the lights were on and everything was electronic was on, and the battery ran out. And he was using the same Unibat system that I'm using here, the lithium battery. And he revived the battery using a phone charger because he wasn't at home at that point. And everything seems to be working fine, just like I stated in the video. So it's already been tested in practice, and I've been using this for a few days, maybe about a week on this NX500. And I've been charging my phone battery here and everything. And I actually already charged the battery once on this bike as well from the wall charger there. So as far as I can tell, I can definitely recommend this USB and I think it is the best USB plug you can buy for your bike, at least from the ones that I've seen so far. Awesome product, highly recommend. If you live in Finland, order them from EMC from the links below. Also remember to subscribe to see the full build series of this NX500 and lots of other motorcycle content. So see you on the next videos. Goodbye.